Testing, testing. Okay. So, earlier today I did the last couple of sound effects that I thought are essential. But tonight, first of all, I wanted to give myself half an hour to find the bug that's been plaguing the app for a long time. And that is when you exit interiors, sometimes the player character gets stuck. Weirdly, I think it's only when you use the keyboard. Not when you use the controller. So if I walk around here, where's the exit? There it is. Sometimes it gets stuck here on this tile while exiting. And I did some changes just an hour ago. I removed some of the terrain lines. Not sure if I keep it this way or the way it was. But yeah, let's check this porch. So the thing is, I can't reproduce the bug consistently, which is the worst kind of bug. Well, maybe not the worst, but certainly one of the worst. So this works. Maybe I have to... I'm not sure if it... if it has to do with the direction I'm exiting, but this is north, so this works. Let's just restart and exit. That's the fastest way. Okay, this works as well. This works as well. It's really, really weird. Oh, okay. I can't exit because there's a monster standing on the other side, I think. Yeah. That's also not good. Let me fix that actually, because I have the code. And that's checkout nav. And then that's also in the porch. Uh, Actually, that's the wrong one. Great. Where was the code? Here it is. Don't let enemies block landing ledges. Here. So that should be fine now. Well, that's pretty frustrating, because I know I had the bug today. So it's maybe not the first interior that triggers it. That doesn't make much sense. Oh, come on, how many traps are there? Okay, there should maybe a ledge here. Let's add that right away. Okay, so I'm now on the controller. On the gamepad. That works just fine. Maybe if I now go back to the keyboard. That would be really weird. Might also be reset when restarting the bug. Well, while I'm at it, I'm at this. Here on this screen, I need text that says press start. In white letters below. So let's just add that. Fade, yeah. Let's make this 20. Oh, this is actually bad. Or is it? I'm thinking about different screen sizes. I think this is fine. And this is 10 or something. And this is gray. press start. Okay, a bit more to the right and more down. That is 24, 14. Just guessing. Okay, let's take some traps. That's actually pretty good. Is that in the center? It's pretty much in the center, but the text above is not. The text above needs more X. So let's make this 19 maybe. And meanwhile, look for the bug. Oh, there it was, I guess. Yeah, there it is. Press up, press up. Okay, this time it worked. Up, 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 up. Great. And the bug is gone. Up, up. Okay, that's... Up. Come on. I know how I can replace this bug with another bug. Which maybe I should do. Because the bug is caused by a hack I did. To fix another problem which I have no solution for. Which is not what you wanna hear. Press start. Yeah, I mean this is serviceable. Maybe I'll make it 18. Okay, so I'll remove the fix, which is this, locking the key buttons. Hey, 6 or 12. A bug that I have no solution for. Quite a statement, yeah. I'm looking into the porch bug again, but just for a little while before I move on, because yeah, it could take quite a while. Oh, where it pushes you one tile ahead. Yeah, exactly that one. I thought I fixed it, but I mean, so it does push me ahead now, but that's because I disabled this button locking. And the button locking is, so the thought process was, okay, it pushes me 2 ahead, so it has to do with me still holding the button during the transition. So I added the button locking, which, if you call this function, the button is counted as off. And it doesn't fire button repeat events until it's released. But this causes the sticky porches bug. So it fixes one bug but causes another. So I removed it now, and we're back to being pushed out 2 tiles. I kinda don't mind. Do you have to walk on top of the tile or walk toward from the tile into the building? It's always from the interior to the exterior. If I walk in, it's always correct. Like when you play games like Pokemon, when you enter a room cell, do you go forward 1 tile before the actual door? So you can walk backwards to go back, and rather than walk away, then oh god, ignore my last statement. Okay. Would have taken me a while to unravel that. So yeah, I push into the wall, and then I'm outside and killed by a spider. So I'm standing on the wall, press outside. The spider stopped me here from going 2 tiles. This is why I attacked it. So it really is 2 turns. If I press once to the left here, the game takes 2 turns for me, as shown by the spider just before that, because I attacked the spider, which is standing here and doing another turn to the left. But the question is why? Why? It has to do with my movement code. Does it happen with all doors all the time? With these doors, yes. But only the... that's actually a good question. So this is layer 1. I have 3 layers in the game. This is layer 2, the overworld. Layer 1 is interiors, and layer 0 is dungeons. So I'm not sure if it happens from... So it does happen from interiors to from layer 1 to layer 2 upwards. But let's see if it happens from layer 0 to layer 2 as well. If I can find an exit. So you couldn't -1 on the X or Y axis depending on which side the door is. You mean subtract 1 from the player position? As a fix? Okay, here's an exit. Okay, it's here as well. So from layer 0 to the layer 2 to the overworld, it's also, and not vice versa. So it has to do with the layers. Yeah, so if the door is on the left of a building, -+1 tile on the x-axis, so it shifts them back toward the building. Yeah, but that doesn't quite work because the game is taking a turn for the player. So it doesn't just move the player position, but it runs on a whole turn in the game. So all monsters move twice instead of just once, just like the player does. So that's... I can't fix that with just moving the player back where they're supposed to be. And also, this is such a weird bug that I think hides a bigger problem. So this happens with monsters too. Not the walking on the porches, but if I exit the building, what happened was the player moved here. The game took a turn. Every monster in the game took a turn, and the player as well. And then the player took a turn again, and every monster took a turn as well. So the game is much further than what the player intended. Could just run GDB and step through the logic that does this. And do like p my value to see what it does. Yeah. Yes, but the problem is I don't know where to look in the code. I mean, opening GDB would be easy, but I need to find the right variables to watch. And it's not that obvious. So the should I write this up maybe? Like a proper detective. Okay, so I have porch move. That's the really the offending function. Actually, I have teleport behind that. Let's just keep this here. Porch move. Okay, and I have the teleport function, which calls move entity. I should maybe do this like a stack. Wait, which direction? How does GDB do it? Well, anyways, let's say the deepest function. Yeah, let's put it at the bottom. Deepest function is at the bottom. Move entity. And after that I have remove entity. And I have put entity. Doing it backwards. And put entity has, I think, nothing in it. Yeah. No further function calls. Remove entity has also nothing. Okay, so porch move, then I have nav, walk, then I have actually that's this one. And then I have action, not with throw, but with walk. That is in the turn hero function. That's quite a stack. Turn hero is the update entity function. Why do you move the entity, remove it, then put it? Guess you're moving it for the exit of the porch, deleting it from the second level, then putting them on the first level. That's a good question, but that's just the process of moving it. So removing it from one place and putting it in another is just the move. And how the entities are stored is in a giant 2D, well, it's not giant, it's actually pretty tiny, 2D array of entity pointers. So it's a map, 2D map of entity pointers, and remove entity means remove the pointer at this position, set it to null in the map, and put it into another. And that's basically a move. And the level change is exactly that. So I have 3 of these maps, and I can remove it from one layer and put it on the other. So that's how this works. How the entities are stored. And then we are in update game. Okay. So the problem is probably here. And this only happens with porches. Yeah, but that's because porches are the only layer transitioning point where you move one forward. I have stairs that can transition you through layers, but you don't move laterally, only vertically. So there's no problem there. So it's really just the porches, but it could be that when you transition through stairs, that the game also takes 2 turns. That would be something to test maybe. So the game take 2 turns when going through stairs. Questions. Facts. Okay, I've written some down yesterday, I think. Did I? Oh God. Okay, I think this is it. Oh, great, I've written down what I already said, which is it takes 2 turns. Thanks. So no new ideas from yesterday. So facts are takes 2 turns exiting to layer 2, but that's enough. Only happens seldom. What else? Remedied by locking direction buttons. Let's say D-pad. And it takes 2 turns. So how this works is the turn hero function is called all the time, every frame. And if the turn hero function detects a button input, it executes the action for the button, which is all this stuff down here. And if action returns 1, which means the action succeeded, in this case walking, Then turn hero will advance a turn, but only then. If I walk into a wall, this function should return 0. So action should return 0 and no turn should occur. And this is the same for attacking, or I think opening the inventory does also return 0 because opening the inventory shouldn't take a turn. So every action that takes a turn returns 1, and turn hero then advances a turn. And all other entities get updated, and we're back at turn hero until the player presses something. So for this turn hero to advance an extra turn, it has to call this action twice in a row, which means actually that a button must be still pressed down the frame after. So turn hero gets called, the button is down, action is called, returns 1, turn hero advances the world 1 turn, comes back, sees the button is still down, executes the action again, but this time it stops. It stops at the tile after the porch. I mean, it could just as well continue forever, but that's what it does. So it might actually be an input problem. So something returns the wrong, maybe something returns the wrong value for action. Well, that doesn't make sense. You think the game might think the button is still being pressed? Yeah. Oh, I think I was there yesterday at this conclusion. So the turn hero function, oh god, so the input is reset once a frame. So if this turn hero, oh, you think, oh my god, I think I know what's happening. Wait, is that possible? Could it be that while iterating all entities in the world, I stop at the player? Well, do I stop at the player? The question is, could it be that when I move, that I land on another index in the for loop that iterates over all entities, and the hero gets evaluated again twice in the same turn? That might actually be it. Maybe. So this is update world. Update visual effects, that's just particle stuff. And then here, make entities take turns. So for all layers, and the whole length of the store entities in the map. That's what I was talking of earlier. Update the entity. So this for sure gets called again. If the hero is put at a position after where it was previously. But that's not all that bad just yet, because the entities only get updated if they're behind one turn. Worth looking at. Oh, wait, don't you need to indent that inner loop? No. I could. It's actually, I had a situation where this was bad practice, but you don't need to, but you should. So normally it should look like this. Oh yeah, the problem is that I've run into a couple of times. I just like it because it looks tidier, but the problem is you don't exactly see that if you're using break, that you're just breaking out of the inner loop. It obfuscates that really. If they're on the same line, then isn't the outer for not doing anything in its body? Might be forgetting how C works. No, that's just so you can write if statements like this, right? And this is just the same thing. I'm just not using parentheses. And I also choose not to indent, which is this. Normally, so this is perfectly valid. Because the statement after is just the for statement. And yeah, how I write it is basically this here. So yeah. So this is the update entity. Let's look at, this should hopefully reject. Oh, it does it not reject? Oh god, it does not reject the hero. So this could actually be it. Great, that's nonsensical. No. Oh no. But wait, I can do it like this. No. So if the hero gets called again because he moves in the entity map and is called again in the same frame, then it well, now the hero is never updated. No. Yeah, it's never updated now. Oh god. Wait, is that true? Oh my god. Quickly went to get a can of God's Nectar. If you got a tighter idea what it could be, yeah. I think it's how do I visualize this? So I have these entities in the map, and some are set, others are not. And let's say the hero is here, and this goes to the right and then down. So it updates in a for loop this way. So when the hero is, if it's the turn for the hero to do something, and you move the hero, so let's say you press downward here, the for loop is still at this position. So when it continues, it runs, and it runs over the hero again. So that's my theory. But the problem is, I have no easy way from stopping it to do that. So all the entities in the game have a turn variable, and it's always compared to the heroes. If it's lower than the hero's turn number, then the entity gets updated automatically in the turn. So if the hero takes a turn and updates its turn value, then this for loop runs through, and every entity it finds, it checks, hey, has it the same turn value as the hero? And if not, it gets updated. So if the hero is here, say at turn 8, and the hero takes a turn, is now at turn 9, this entity is now updated to turn 9, and this entity is updated to turn 9, but this hero is already at turn 9. Yeah, that's the thing. The hero is not checked for the turn, only the entities are, and that's because the hero is the reference. So the hero is always the highest turn. Oh my god. Okay, so anyway. Oh, come on. Can't write. So turn hero, let's look at this function. So yeah, it has some modes for the controls. So the default mode is just walking around killing stuff. Then the menu mode, which has different buttons, or makes the buttons do different things. Same for the inventory, etc. But in this mode, that's what I was talking about earlier. When you press a combination of buttons, it may fire off the action. Cause nectar is white monster. Okay. Thought you were talking about beer or something. So this turn hero returns the return value of the action function. Where is it? Here. So if the action is walk, then try to walk, and if it succeeded, then return 1, etc, etc, etc. Else return 0. And in the return, if this is 1, if there was an action taken here, the hero turn counter gets increased. Now I ran out of that yesterday. I ran out of beans, so no coffee. Oh, that's bad. And sugar-free, but just still very unhealthy energy drink. Okay. Hey Andy, how's it going? No coffee is really bad. Yeah, I sympathize, but gladly I have a couple of beans left. So I need to check if this hero was updated already in this loop. I think that's the problem. Or I could create a linked list just for updating, but that's overkill. So how do I stop the hero from getting updated a second time? So we're here, and then let's say it's turn 9. It goes. Oh, actually this... So if this theory is actually true, this is really bad. Because... No, actually it's not. If the button is still down here, when I'm coming to the same hero object again, or entity, if the button is still down, then the hero will advance a second turn, and then all these in between will have skipped 1 turn. So I need to lock the hero. So I need to say if the entity is the hero entity, then update the hero, but lock it. So this update game is called once a frame. Let's just say it has updated the hero. Maybe like this. I mean, this is super ugly. But it might just work. The problem is finding the bug in the first place. Okay, where are the monsters? Okay. I was afraid they weren't taking turns, but they do. It's good. Where is the... Where's the next entrance? I think it's actually kind of promising. I mean, it still works. So that's good. Yeah, I need more restarts. So that was actually a serious problem. If it turns out to be the reason. More porches. Sorry for the epilepsy-inducing transitions. But yeah, there's no bugs so far. Was there all this these stone slabs lying around? Oh, for here, I guess. Okay, let's skirt that. And why was that was a bug, wasn't it? The menu. Why is my quit button gone again? Okay, I mean, this is exactly what I wrote in yesterday. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. Okay, weird. Well, don't tell me I did. No, that's okay. I thought I had done the changes on the Windows drive and not brought over. That would have been bad, but it's all fine, it seems. So I'm tempted to call this done until further incidents. Maybe one last one. Yeah, I mean, this seems fine. Okay, let's say it's fixed again. Fix porch bug. Maybe I should actually, let me write a comment first. Ensure the hero is not dead twice on a frame. So, fix porch bug. Okay. So that's good. Did that. Create a banner for the game inside the game world. I mean, I can try. Thing is, I would. Oh god, the first thing is finding a location. I mean, it fits right here. Fits right here. I think so. Yeah, well, it needs an additional space. Why is it not? Why is it not adding the lines? Okay. Then don't. Okay, where was it? I did save it. Hopefully. Yeah, here it is. Why don't the edges update? Don't like that. Hey Andre, how's it going? Welcome in. I mean, this is actually not bad for a logo. Maybe different colors. Let's make it all this brownish color. Great. RL. Tested the game yesterday on Windows 10. Worked fine, but I did manage to make it full screen on my 4K monitor. Okay. On Linux it works well at 4K. Oh, okay. Didn't expect that because the UI is still 1080p fixed, but I bet it was just really small, was it? On Linux. And on Windows, yeah, I think I'll have to work on that. Let me write that down. It also isn't DPI aware on Windows yet. At least I didn't toggle the flag in the program. UI is actually fine, but I'm using 200% scale here, so that may be it. 192 DPI. Oh, okay. So, wait. You're using 200% so 2x scale on Linux on 4K, and it looks fine. Okay. I can upload a print if you want to see. No, I believe you. I'm just a bit puzzled because yeah, that's just too many variables in my head. But so the game is completely 1080p right now. The app opens in 1080p. The UI is all fixed for 1080p. I mean, semi-fixed. Otherwise it would be a catastrophe. But it's fixed on 1080p. So is it pixelated for you? Because that would make sense. If it's kind of pixelated on a 4K monitor. But if not, then that's also great. I'm not complaining. Maybe let's try, well, what should I try? Maybe blue. Is that, oh, I need to go over the E. And then maybe, yeah, I'll have to hide the UI. Let's try the same color as the ground. Maybe I make this whole thing another color. Also not that great. That's just the grass. I mean, that's not bad. I could just, oh well, no, I need the vignette and the particles. But actually, Andre, that's great that it runs on Windows 10, because I've never tested that. I've only ever, well, I compiled, I've never actually compiled on Windows. Only in WSL. So, thanks for checking. That's, yeah, that's awesome. Smart screen complained as the readme states, but clicking run anyway opened the game just fine. Yeah, for me as well. If I download the game from the website and not from on Windows, then I also get the smart screen thing. But you can click run anyway. And I also read that in the official Microsoft forums that if enough people open the app, then the smart screen goes away. But who knows at what number that is of people using the app. So yeah, so Microsoft has a database somewhere, and you might get greenlit. Yeah, I've also been thinking about Steam, and I read that I read the what's it called? The contract. Yeah, I think links are forbidden, Andre. But I read the what's it? Partner agreement thing. And so in order to put the game on Steam, it has to have a surplus value. So I can't ship it for free while still having it in Steam. So I can't put it for free on my website while also asking money for it on Steam. Because, yeah, Steam says, why would anyone buy this? So I've been thinking about how to handle that. I mean, the easiest solution would, or one easy solution would be to just remove the Windows build from my website and move that to Steam and have only the Linux version on the website, and then I give the Windows version the XBR filter and the FXAA, and maybe that's enough. I'm not sure. Didn't know about that. You mean about the link stuff? Yeah, I think somewhere deep in Twitch there's a toggle for it. The Steam stuff, yeah, it's they're pretty particular about these things. So you also can't have the that way it would work, but the game would not have the native Linux built there. Yeah, I mean, I could put the Linux build also on Steam with the XBR and FXAA. I mean, I can turn it on. Oh, I didn't save, did I? I'm not sure if that's... I mean, it's more of a goodie than anything. So XBR on, and maybe... Yeah, let's crank this up. And what was the other FXAA? That way it would work with both with the game. That way it would work, but the game would not have... Okay, I already read that, I'm sorry. So, yeah, I mean, it looks nicer. You maybe can't quite see it, but the edges are all rounded now. I actually did save. Oh no, there was a save game. Okay. Is that text somewhere? Yeah, maybe you can see it on stream. The text is kind of rounded. It's easier to read. Slightly. Still pretty hard to read. What I also did, what I enabled again, is the kerning of the font. So before today, the kerning between the letters was 1 pixel, and now it's half a pixel, which makes it surprisingly better to read. So that's in again, but that might cause problems somewhere where I haven't looked. But yeah, I mean, not sure if these two filters are enough. But I could do it that way. I could have the bare bones version, Linux version for free on my website, which I really like because first of all, people can play the game even if they don't have money, and second of all, I have somewhere to release really fast updates, so once a day, for example. And because with Steam you'll have this long update cycle each time. I'm not quite sure how it works with updates, but I also think they have to go through the Steam review process. I've only handled all of this on the App Store before and the Play Store, but not with Steam. But I figure it's kind of the same. I still have the arrow keys bug, but I can go backwards at the building now. Yeah, we're just looking at that. So the problem, I think I fixed it, but I said this before, so I'm sorry. But I think this time it might actually be fixed. So the problem was that it took, so the sticky port bug was because I locked the buttons. I'm not sure if you remember, but I took the locking of the buttons was the fix for another bug which moved you 2 places if you exited the interiors. And the moving of two spaces instead of 1 was, I think, because the game updated the hero twice, because it goes through the map basically in scan lines. And if the hero is on one position and it gets updated, hit by the update loop, but then the hero moves down 1 slot, the update loop goes over, comes around and hits the hero again. So the hero moves another turn, which was the original 2-tile move bug. But that's gone now. I hope so. So I have a check now if the hero has already been updated this frame, and so the hero will get skipped. And the button lock is gone. And I haven't had any issues since then, so it didn't occur. But it was the sticky port bug was really hard to find today. I only found it. It only occurred once, but yeah, I still think it's gone. So I'll make a new release later. Well, actually, I could make one now because I'm not planning on adding any more features today. Oops. Yeah, why not just do that? Yeah, so I have to make sure not to compile those 2 in if I want to have them for Steam. So let's check this in. Well, yeah, don't have to check that in. Check out file. No. Thank you. Okay. So let's make a release. Let me think. about if I have everything. I think so. Oh no, I need to turn my storage on. Sorry about that. Okay, so storage needs to be on because I'll back up each release immediately. Also, another problem I'm running into is my web space. I have 10 gigabytes of web space, which is not enough. I mean, it's fine now. Let's calculate. What size are the release files? Don't even remember. I think it's 72 megs. 10,000 divided by 72. Oh, I don't have calc. Okay, that's 140 releases, more like 70. Yeah, that's at least 3 to 4 months. And I can start taking... Actually, I only need the latest release on there. Yeah, this is a total non-problem. Yeah, I can just clean this up periodically. Okay. Storage is up, so building is... So I have to do this twice. Once for Linux, once for Windows. Let me check if the FTP files get checked out. Yeah, well here, but I need them here. Okay, so we make... Let's start with Windows. And let's say release. Oh. Yeah, I need to increment the version number. Typical. Okay. So once again, it's bundling. Then I upload it to my storage, make a backup. This could take Could take a while. And then it gets uploaded, which also takes a while. And I'm surprised that this doesn't screw with my bitrate, but it might. So hang in there with me. Okay, that's one. And then let's clean this again. This time make a Linux release. And now I have to change the links on the website, which is easy. Edit. Three. And that's it. Yeah, let's test this. Why not? Yeah, it's 72 max. Is that done? Unzip. Okay. So I removed many of the lines in the terrain, separating the elevation layers. Not sure if I like it more. But yeah, that's just a test. I mean, it's not as clean, but it's more interesting, maybe, this way. Yeah. I was just wondering why the editor doesn't work, but this is the release version. Okay. Okay. Let's look at the logo or banner again. God, where was it? There. Okay, I had that green. That's not good. Maybe I'll put it. No. I mean, this would have to be more zoomed in, of course. But let's actually zoom this more in. Zoom this in more. Where do I do that? Not in the editor. Cam. Okay, this is 11. Let's move it down to 5 maybe. And in the fragment shader as well. Oh wow. That's well, let's try. Looks way too close. Here it is. Actually, yeah, that's too close. But it's better. So let's say 7. Well, let's say 8. Are you using C99? Yes. Yes, so I have one atomic variable, which is C99, I think. But otherwise it could be ANSI. Wait, actually, I'm not sure if that's true. But it's definitely not modern. Don't know, is this a cool banner? I mean, the idea of it is at least, or is it lame? Wrong one. It's not place objects. Well, that's... might as well. I mean, with it moving is not bad, but maybe oh, that's much better. Okay. Let's zoom in a bit more. Let's try 7. Well, that's actually not bad. But it needs to be more zoomed in. And actually, let's turn on the other stuff. Alright, see you in a bit, Andre. Maybe not XBR. Yeah, let's make the hero. This is like a photo shoot. It's pretty fun. Let's make the hero not have a sprite. That's not what I wanted. Do I have invisible? Yes. This is pretty cool. Except for the light. Let's remove the hero light. So now it's too dark. But I could put lights there. I hope they work. Of course they don't. This is also cool. I mean, it's not bad for a main menu screen. with some particles that have light. Maybe this works. Kind of works. It doesn't work without the silhouette. So I might have to move that too. Okay, that's too close. 10 maybe. Hmm? Maybe a dash. Hmm. I might have to go up a bit. Let's try 7 again. Okay. Thing is, I don't think I have a screenshot program. Nope. Is that centered? I think so. What was it called? The Arch screenshot program. This is actually a really good landing screen. Almost for free. So is it centered? Doesn't look like it, but yeah, it is. Nice test of wallpaper too. Sure. I mean, it's a bit busy for desktop wallpaper, for my liking, but sure, works. I mean, I could use this as a landing screen and then have the menu options on the left where the health is, because it's nice and dark there for contrast with the text. And yeah. I mean, only problem is that to render this screen, wait, I can just, yeah, I can just create another play mode, but I have to adjust the light and stuff. Didn't you want a more arcade style screen? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking about. I mean, I could have this, and then if you're not moving the controller, fade to black and fade into the gameplay. The arcade style gameplay. I mean, the original idea was what we've talked about, the scrolling over the world and then gameplay as a second step. But this as a fallback is also not bad, but it's not. I mean, I'm faking it right now. It's not in the game really. And the main problem is I have to change some some variables that are pound-defined macros right now. Would have to make them variables somehow. Or I need to get my lights to work, which is actually what I should be doing. So yeah, but so the problem for today was just creating a banner image, and for that I need a screenshot program, and I know I'll recognize the name when I see it, but I'm not sure which one it was. Screenshot, screen capture. Okay, which one was it? MAME, it was MAME. Wrong click. MAME. Okay, and then I need to add this to my window manager. MAME as. Okay, I just want to screenshot the whole screen, please. Screenshot the active window. Okay, this is what I want. So it's actually just the output file. And I want this in my this. Find key. Oh, I already have it here. MAME, home, MS, screen. Is it this? Control matter S. Oh, don't tell me I have to restart the PC. Yep, looks like it. That's a shame. But I mean, could I put this on the Steam page? I think so. Looks legit to me. So I can't take a screenshot right now, and I can't work on anything else until I have that, because I changed so many variables. I could add the landing screen, but that might take a day. Well, not a day maybe, but an unknown amount of time. So if I can just leave this here, and let's see what this would mean. So it would live here because I want it to be easily skippable. When using, when I'm in the editor and I want to jump into the game, I don't want to go through the landing screen. So the landing screen is here. I can update particles, update words. Well, don't need that. update the sound, update the blocks. Render terrain, render entities, render particles. And I leave the UI out, and I don't have a game, but that's fine, I think. Yeah, sure, it's fine. Editor doesn't have that as well. So I can just I can do all the stuff that the game does, but I leave out actually doing anything. And I can set the cam exactly where I want, but the problem is the lighting. I have to get the lights to work. And so if I come here, program start, yeah, this immediately goes to loading the game, but that would go into here. So I'd have an update landing screen function where I can switch the mode. So where do I put the UI? So I would have a render UI function here as well. With this. And then like this. And that takes nothing. let's just put them here. And the set cam. And I can, okay. Don't confuse me. What? Oh. Of course that'll complain. So let's leave that out for now. And I want the position to be this. That is 1, 2, 3, 7, 3, 2, 2. Layer 2, and this might be a bad idea, but let's just do it. Layer 2. This sets the light map to be bright. I also need to here game. Oh, okay, that's good. This is also the cam. Oh no. Let's try it out. And this is the vignette. That is, oh, I've forgotten what it was before. I think it was 22. That's 12 now. And this is always 1. Do I need to update the light map? Don't think so. Okay. Begin rendering. Oh, I don't need. Do I need to update the cam? Cam.w. So should use that. And here Okay, that should maybe work. Now for the mode switching. Turn well, this may be falling apart here. So if I'm in the load mode and I switch to game, then it tries to restart, which means what? Load a save game, so that's really badly worded. If that fails, it starts a normal game. So I need to set this and return game. Great. This is void and this is int. I'm back. Do you know if using C11 would bring any benefit? I know there's more support for multi-threaded code. Mostly if Stojan is single-threaded, I think. Yeah, so the game is completely single-threaded, except for the audio thread. And C11, I'm also not sure what the benefit of using C11 is. I would also say it's probably multi-threaded code. But yeah, so if I go into pa.c. Wrong folder. So I have my pulse audio thread here, and this is what I use C99 for. Static atomic int. And it's only used to close the thread. I'm pretty sure you can use, you can do this without an atomic int, but that's just what I use. And why do I need this? It's basically to close the audio thread. So the audio thread gets started, that's just pthread, that's here. This stuff is starting the audio thread, but the audio thread doesn't stop by itself. So you need some kind of mechanism to signal it to stop. Otherwise, when you try to close the program, it just hangs and waits forever for the audio thread to close. So I do this atomic init, which is just setup code for the atomic init thing. And this is the thread code, which is a while loop with 1. So this runs forever unless the atomic signal is 1, then it breaks. And I'm using an atomic. Why am I using an atomic? Let me think for a second. So this is where I use it. This is a closest audio thread. I do a fetch add of 1. So the signal variable is always 0, but I set it to 1 if I want to close the thread. And as long as it's not 2, which means as long as it's not been set to 2 by the audio thread, which tells me, okay, the audio thread closes, you just hang in a loop here. And I atomically load the signal. Not quite sure why I did it this way, but this guarantees that this variable is always in sync with both threads. So I set it to 1. The audio thread breaks out of its while loop here. It kills the thread, and then it sets the it increments the signal by 1. So it's 2 at the end. And if that's done, I break out of this. And this is how I close the code. I think there's a reason behind this complexity, but you can't use a normal int because for some reason I haven't done multi-threaded stuff for a long time, so. And this code is really old. The other way to do this would be a semaphore or mutex, I think. But yeah, I'm not quite sure why I need this, but this works fine. So this code is about a year old. I mean, not this pulse audio, but the OBSD variant, and it works flawlessly. So I'm just not changing that. It could be that it was more complex in the past, and that's why I needed that atomic int. Not sure. But yeah, multi-threaded programming is horrible. It's really, I mean, it's too much for me. I'm just not made for it. It's too complex. Thinking of time in relative terms. And yeah, so I stick to single-threaded most of the time. But the audio thread should really be decoupled, because if your code gets hung up in an endless loop, for example, then your audio starts glitching out, and that might be really bad. I mean, if you've once heard your audio thread, not audio thread, but audio buffer be filled with random stuff in the RAM because it's a buffer overrun, then you'll know what I mean. You don't want that to ever happen again, especially if you're wearing headphones. So, okay, this now. Let's just try. Okay. It's not all bad. Didn't crash at least. But why is it not? Oh, I'm not setting up the... I need this code. What? How do I render the tiles? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Swap tiles. But I need... Man, there are many variables at play here. Okay, that's fine. Swap tiles. Okay, I should need that. Switch to this can go set cam. Okay, so none land. What is this? Don't need that. Place enemies. Let's use this. Is there a P? No. So P is this. L is 2. Wait, is there more? Oh. Yeah. P, P, P. Okay, that goes. There should be 1. Okay. I hear sound. No, cam height. Do I need the cam height? This should be 2. There's no moving. It's okay. But the X button should work. Oh, okay. What was the other stuff? Well, nothing really. There's not much changed, actually. It's just the camera height that is, or the camera position that's the problem, maybe. Okay, let's just give it proper position. Okay. What did I call it that? Yeah. Cam p.c. That might be the problem. So this is not P, but land P. This is annoying. Minus cam. Oh, I saw something for a second. This is a bit like stumbling in the dark, but it sets the C position. So I don't actually need this. Oh, okay. Hallelujah. But it doesn't start. Great. init light map. Nope. That's not it. Oh, actually, I'm setting this to load. Let's try this. Nope. Why wouldn't this work? If I set this to what it was before. Okay, same problem. And that is because of the light map that I changed. What did I touch to get this landing screen to look right? I only cranked up the light map. Okay, so here it's working. Okay. I changed the hero. Not hero.c. I said the hero is invisible, but I want not invisible and have a lamp. There is. There he is. Nice. So I can set this back to none. Landing screen. Why is the hero loaded? And how do I set the camera height? I can't, I guess. +7. Looks the same. No? I think so. Yep. Still the same, I think. I think I can. I think I can make the hero invisible from here. What is this? It is flags. Oh well. Entity. Is it the object? I think it's the object. Okay, that's better. But if I if I play the game, it's reset. Okay, great. It kind of looks skewed to me. Maybe the camera position should be one more to the right. Could just be the terrain. Okay, let's well, I should move this into its own file. Maybe, but let's just leave it here. But static cursor well, I have cursor menu. Oh, it's static. Okay. I don't want to reuse this. Let's call it this. Um, I would need to know if I have a save file ready. Let's just call it play for now. And controls. No controls. Well, this is kind of bad. Better than nothing. So let's steal the menu rendering code. This is X, Y. X is, let's say, 3 times character width. Y is window height times 0.7. If the option is the same as if it's selected, then render a cursor. and the color yellow. That should be it. Should be centered. Yeah. So this becomes window dot width divided by 2 minus 5 times character width. Maybe something like that. Needs more. Why does it look so? That's just the text, I think. Okay, more to the left. Does that make sense? Maybe more down. That's not bad. Yeah, that's serviceable. So now for the actually moving of the cursor. Quitting should maybe bring me to the main menu. No, that doesn't make sense. There's nothing to do there. Let's move it back up again a bit. Oh yeah, that's... I like that more, but it should be more zoomed in. But that's the problem. I have no camera height. But I should have. Okay, that's the task for tomorrow. But because that's pretty complicated. Oh, and the landing screen, the text is still in the world. How do I do that? The landing screen should write it there. Here. And that is... Let's just make it really simple. Hello? Why can't I put this there? I've just found out that when you make a request CVS commit or CVS status to your server that holds your CVS repo in the password SSH key, if the key checks out, it internally responds with a I love you. If it fails, it internally responds with a I hate you, which is such a weird feature. That's funny. That's actually funny. What was it? A while ago, a source code for a game leaked, or for a Microsoft product, and there were also many funny comments in it. Can't remember which one, but people commenting that they have no idea why this code works, but it works and don't touch it, please. That's pretty reassuring to not be the only one. So write text here. Sounds familiar. Some companies like Valve, their source SDK, that's open source, has some swear words in it. That's totally believable, yeah. Rockstar source code for GTA 5 got leaked and it was covered in swear words deep in comments. That would be an interesting read. GTA 5 source code. Because that's a massive game. It boggles my mind how they pulled that off. I have no fucking clue why this works, this shit code, but fuck it, it works. Yeah. 12. Yeah, I wanted to. Why can't I? I'm stupid. Whatever. Some Rockstar dev, probably. Yeah. Yeah, and it'd be super interesting to look behind the scenes in GTA 6 and what they're doing all day long. But I imagine it gets pretty boring too for them after a while. So 12:33 till 41. Oh, is that the right Sequoia coordinate? Okay, I don't like that I have to exit the landing screen now, so I should only enable the landing screen when in release mode. 3, 2, 1. That was that, yeah, okay. The Amnesia games, I think, are open source. Oh, start menu, it looks nice, thanks. Yeah, I have to, I mean, it needs to be more zoomed in, but the camera height is a pound define right now. And it needs to go into the shader and stuff, and I'll do that tomorrow. But it's not bad for 1 hour of work. And can I just skip the check here? I think so. Wait, that doesn't... Does it work? Maybe like this. Oh god. Overcomplicating this again. Let's just do it the dumb way. S. But that's... Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's just skipped. 940. 41. Copy the tiles, write the text, retessellate. So that should work, but I'm not sure if the game will remove that. Switch, swap tiles, copy tiles. Mem copy. Yeah, okay, this always copies, so it should get overwritten. So the game gets its own copy of the map, the world data. So it should overwrite what the landing screen writes in there. So let's remove the text and hope that it's back in a second. Nice. Okay. What that could have been is what could that have been? Okay, it's gone. And there it's gone as well. Nice. Okay, let's check that in. And I have this no debug flag. I think I can easily remove the landing screen for the debug build if I go here and say if it's the release build, then do this. Otherwise, load the game. Okay, so this is the debug build that jumped right into the game. And now let's make a release build. Maybe clean beforehand. And release goes into the landing screen. Yeah, it needs to be zoomed in and up a bit, but I'll do that tomorrow. And there should also be a audio fade out when I hit start. So actually, why is it so quiet? The game. So if I hit start, then it sounds just weird. If I hit the right button. Yeah, there's something missing. It should go to mute and then into the game. But yeah. Okay, that might have been too loud for you. I'm not sure. Still a bit confused with my audio settings. Because my monitoring has a volume as well. It's okay? Alright. I'm glad. So, yeah. Let's check the status and say make release mode open landing screen. Make clean, RCS clean. Okay, that's clean. Let me back this up. Okay, so the Windows version not full screening. I have a 4K TV that I can hopefully test this on because I don't have a 4K monitor. That should work just as well, hopefully. Maybe I was too sleepy and didn't press Alt and Enter. Or my Windows usage capacity sucks. I mean, I have no idea how Windows works. I was searching a full screen command recently in Windows, but it's not Windows key plus F. Maybe it's Alt plus F. So yeah, I'm also not a Windows user, so I'm pretty lost. But yeah, I'll Google that. That's pretty sure that's a common thing with yeah, just windowing stuff. Which webcam do I have? It's a Ava Media. Not sure if I have the... Should have the package, yes, 1 second. It's buried somewhere. I can't read the version number, but it's a cheap one. It is an Ava Media. Ava Media something cheap. So I think new it was 100 euros or so, $100. But I got it for 30 bucks on eBay, used. So also pretty cheap, like my microphone. Yeah, I have a $50 streaming setup. And that's pretty good. Works well, thanks. Yeah, the only issue is sometimes Linux decides that the thing to put out audio out is my PlayStation controller. So I'm sitting here and tweaking all the knobs, and the music comes out of the controller speaker. Just, yeah. But it's kind of stable now. So I have no webcam or mic, but may have to buy one. Try to go for cheap options too. Yeah, do that. I mean, you can always upgrade. So and you can start faster if you just have to invest a little bit of money, and you can decide if you really like it or not, and then upgrade. So yeah, that was my reasoning, at least. So let's commit. I did add a landing screen, but a bad one. It's the Plan B landing screen. And it's not a bad idea to implement Plan B first, if it's much cheaper to do so. We'll leave you to go get some food. Thanks for the live. I'm looking great, thanks. Yeah, I'm going offline as well. Just checking in, and then I'm off. So thanks for hanging around, Andre. Appreciate it. Save games. Trademarks Dogen. Not even sure what that means. Let's make it optional. Okay, early access Steam page. I should do that tomorrow. Post a list of open to-dos for the release. Yeah, maybe later. I've just been lurking mostly. Yeah, that's totally welcome. It's totally fine. That's what I do when I watch streams. Create a banner. Okay, that's another task. Okay, I have to... Well, I should do that after stream. Implement the screenshot button. Other than probably confusing you when you were trying to fix that bug where the player was moving one tile extra. I mean, I was confused. I was confused enough. So you didn't do any damage there. Already saturated with confusion. But I think the bug is fixed. So that's fingers crossed for tomorrow when Andre comes back and says it's still there. Add ending screen options. Yeah, options screen. So I'm trying to get all the really important technical stuff out of the way before I delve back into the game. And there's not much to do left, maybe a couple more days. So yeah, that's pretty good. Let's tell the world that we did something. So finish the first batch that was this afternoon, and now add ending screen. Guessing the ND, like the 1D, 2D, etc. is just how long it took. Damn, I closed the file. The day. No, that's an estimation. That's just a really coarse estimation of what I think it would take. So I have a broad picture of how much time. So this here is 51 days for everything, 32 days if I really cut corners, which is what I'm doing right now. So I get this out of the way so I can spend the rest of the time on this. Just prioritization. Yeah. Add a landing screen. What else? I fixed the sticky porch bug again. That would be a funny running gag to put that in every once in a while. Okay. I did stream yesterday, didn't I? Think so. This is the third thing. Yeah. Okay. Good. After stream, I'll fix the screenshotting thing. And what else? Maybe I'll read a bit of the Steam requirements stuff. But yeah, but otherwise I'm pretty beat as well. Okay, so thanks 6 for 12 for sticking around for such a long time. Really appreciate it. Together with Andre. And I wish you a good night and happy hockey tomorrow. Good night, pal. Catch you soon. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, man. All right. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you probably tomorrow. So I'll